have had the great fortune through Alimentary Design to work with some amazing partners like Zach and Kat. And in the case of this particular project, the organization called Seed Capital Kentucky. The main problem within Louisville, and certainly within a lot of cities, was that there wasn't the aggregation distribution infrastructure in place for the distribution of fresh food to really meet demand. So they asked through our Harvest Studio if we could start to look at the city of Louisville and think about how a new type of program typology could address the sort of missing piece. Recently, as urbanization, that the producer and consumer have only started to get further and further away, all these different middlemen in the process today. But the food hub has a potential to sort of reconnect back the producer and the consumer. Food hub is a USDA defined term that only came about a few years ago when they recognized that this was a huge problem in the States, that there just weren't centers for aggregation, storage, and distribution. So if that typical food hub, here you just see some images of those core programs that I mentioned before, being aggregation, distribution, but it also typically being like this, located on the peripheries of cities, because it is at its core kind of infrastructure. It's not something that people are normally visiting. So the project started as a food hub and then quickly turned to what we termed a food port. So with the addition of farming on site, but also processing, kind of community teaching kitchen, also recycling, that those would all start to have much more of a public interface and more of a transparency that the existing food hubs really didn't have. So we were looking at a site in Kentucky and Louisville, which has the largest number of small farms in the US. It was already a kind of strategic location connected through transportation infrastructure, both roadways, railways, and waterways. And Kentucky also has a huge proportion of small farms in comparison to the rest of the US. This is in schematic, the whole entire project, both phases combined. So the idea is that this will be built right now, and then the rest of the structure will be built at some point in the future if most of the resources come through. So this is our current at the end of 100% DD. We thought one of the unique things about the food port is that it starts to represent through the tenants and the different programs that it houses many of the different steps of the food industry, like I mentioned before. So really starting with retail, processing, sort of office education, and also farming, both indoor and outdoor. And the idea behind also these bars was that we would have these very efficient infrastructural bars that were an easily deployable structural system, sort of a repeatable facade as well, that were very cost and programmatically efficient. But that at the intersections, we would insert in these unique programs and more architectural embellishment. So this one we thought maybe started to look a little bit like meringue. I'm not sure that's so successful. I think it maybe starts to take more cues from the farmers market tents. So our visitor center would provide retail for different tenants to kind of come in, with also a central visitor center that could be utilized by different community and arts organizations. This large 2-acre demonstration farm on site, so doing outdoor growing, through which they'll be teaching people how to harvest rainwater for their yards, or how to turn their backyard into productive landscape, and also teaching people how to start their own community garden. This covered canopy space would also be a very unique covered space for Louisville. So really representing a rainbow of the food industry, from retail through to processing, and also our indoor controlled environment growing with frontier. And there are also a number of sustainability measures that we have in place at the food port, including using a lot of the excavated soil to develop this kind of berm along the western edge to buffer from the rest of the neighborhood, inserting in a kind of public walking and bike path. This is a view from concept through to schematic. Here you can see more clearly a kind of shift towards the north and our current.